ReeseTrades. I'm Adrian. We're going to take a look real quick, kind of do a recap, almost, not really a recap, but just kind of see where we were on the picks that we picked out on last week now. I went back over two of these last week in my Instagram and actually even put it on my Twitter page. You can see which was ATW and CRC. But did another scan this week, and we got a couple more that showed up in our picks. So we're gonna call these Monday night pick'ems, or actually Sunday night pick'ems. So we got CXRX, we got MTCH, we got Mankind, and we got AKS. All right, and we also have was it PII and then X, which is a steel company. All right. So if we go through CRCX, we're gonna go through this real quick. We're not gonna take up too much of your time tonight. So let's get started. All right. So I was already taking a look here at steel. As you can see right now, we are looking at with this particular stock here. We're looking at heavy fall off, right, from where it was. I mean, when I tell you this thing, the bottom fell out of this thing, the bottom fell out. So if you look, on our scans, basically it was set up to show some type of reverse action or short squeeze that we found off in FinViz, right? But that wasn't necessarily the case. So at least based on what I'm looking at right here, you see definitely a test at resistance in a couple of different areas, but it failed. Even gap down through support. You had a period of consolidation here, and it just kept falling. So it's still another situation where we had price resistance and support fall and continue to fall. And now we're dealing with an area of consolidation, and right now it's at the low, or just coming off of the low at 343. And so we're looking at possibly, if we do make a play on this stock, we could look at definitely a breakout above this 528 area. As you can see, a lot of sales of buy actions come through all the way up to and past the 20 million mark. We do have other charts we could look at. Let's see what I got on my flexible grid for it. No, I still haven't said why. We're watching oil right now, also. But excuse me. Let's go back to the chart we just had. CXRX. Sorry about that. All right. And again, this chart here is pretty plain. Don't have a lot of indicators on it like I do my other charts, because we're just doing this to make it kind of simple for you guys to take a look at. But a lot of times I use Fibonacci retracements and other tools that we could use to kind of help us see what we're dealing with. So let's look at the Fibonacci retracements. So if we went further into, this is on a daily chart, right? So if we went from, I don't know, let's do, this is from 8/12 earlier this month, or if you want to, we can go in a little further. Let's say we want to do from the 4-hour chart, which is 180 days out. So from the high at 41.28, take a look at that area here. We'll go ahead and say we want to take a look at it and add, we want to see what the retracements were from that area, right? So right now we are at a possible 348, which is we're down below 23.6% in a retracement. Now, a lot of times when you see retracements, they usually retrace back up to 23.6 area, which is common, but not always the case. Am I still recording? Yeah, I am. All right, just wanted to double check. So again, this is something that you could look at, keep in your back pocket possibly. Again, this is not a chart that personally I would purchase, or a position I would purchase right now, just because it doesn't look like there's anything left in it. But again, it has come off the low at 343. So if you didn't catch that on Monday, last week Monday, then you may or may not be catching anything else off of it at all. Again, this is from a short squeeze, so that little spike may just allow it to continue itself further down. All right, so we're going to move on to our next one. I'm only going to do 4 of these tonight, and the other ones you can kind of take a look at yourself. Mankind, MKND. Oh, maybe I spelled that wrong. MNKD. There we go. So we got some option information here available for it. As you can see, there are a lot more calls in this particular position, and these could be sell calls as well as puts. If you look, the IV is a 68, the HV is at 33%. So for you option players out there. All right, so this particular stock, wow, look at this. This is definitely a true penny stock. If you can see right here, you see the price levels haven't really done too well on this. Oh, I got the wrong thing on right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let's take a look at price level. And I use price level right now a lot of times just to kind of get a real breakdown of, why is that not working? Okay, there we go. Get a real breakdown of price action for a particular stock. So there's a tight consolidation range here as well. And then you have another area of resistance that exists here, but you've already broken down through that. So where we are right now in the stock is, on the 4 hour, which gives you a lot of time to, if you're looking to hold a position for a couple of days, again, this is a 180 day. And if we look closer at the 20-day chart, you can see it came off its lows at 44 cents and kind of took off. This is from last week. So from that area all the way up to 45 or 65. So this is kind of, again, where support and resistance would make a difference in your trading, and if you understood exactly where those areas of support and resistance actually exist in a particular trade. These are, I don't really see much more left on this, but again, we're still looking, and this is just to watch and just verify, we're looking at the right thing. So if you see here, look at this area. This price action is bouncing off of this 61 or the 60 space, and we're now in the 61, which still follows an existing range that we had here for price action at 61.85, into that 51 area. So it looked like it's starting to enter an area of consolidation to match up further with what we've seen previously. Again, this is something that, I would trade cautiously and not necessarily, kind of go heavy on. All right, let's take a look. It doesn't look like there's much out there these days, but we're going to keep looking. So we got the match group, which is our last position here. And these are all from Friday or from last week. Mitch was on our call list on last week. I actually posted it on my Instagram. Here we go. And this is from October 19th. Mitch was definitely going to be one of those to take a look at, that we had a nice move in price action from early this week. What date is that from? You see that's on the, let's see, the 21st is earlier this week. So 19, 18, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Here we go, 19. And bam. All right, so even though we did the pick on Wednesday, right? I did the pick on Wednesday, or the announcement on Wednesday, but I have been watching this for quite a while, actually since that previous Monday, that Monday time frame. And that's typically how we do it, but don't always have time to post. So again, what I'll try to do definitely is at the end of each day on Monday, at Monday end of day, I'll put out, what the new hitters are for the week. And we'll sit back and we'll do a Monday's Pick'ems true live, but I wanted to kind of do a recap for last week, and just as a cash out, just to kind of see what was what. But if we picked this up on the previous Monday, which was last week sometime, you could see definitely, man, that we had a definite move from 18 all the way up to a high at 1964. So that was a winner chicken dinner. And we could take a look at another one that was on that list last week as well, which was CRC. And again, around that time period, we're looking at the 819. Definitely some good action here. We definitely had a good price action between and support resistance between these areas for being tested in the $11 space. All the way shot up all the way to 12. and which was from previous highs earlier in the previous weeks. So now it's in a period of consolidation right now, which kind of is also kind of working with some other price points and price action areas further in the weeks. All right. So again, when we do our picks on Monday, we're looking for short squeezes, areas where we know we're going to see a good spike in traffic and price action, and then hey, there's two ways you can play it. You can play the spike or the increase in price action or buyers coming in, and you can also play on the sellers getting out. So you see this candle right here. This is a doji cross, which shows us that hey, you know what, traffic's about to reverse a little bit. So not traffic, I apologize. The price action is going to reverse to a different trend and different direction of trend. And as you can see here, that areas of support resistance also meet previous weeks as well. Here we go. We'll do this one more time just so you see it as well here. All right. And now, so our last one is going to be P2. I think we looked at match group already, which is MTCH. And again, we're looking at this on. Let's step out a little bit further. See right here, we have these areas of support further out from previous months, and right now it has nowhere to go but up, or it can come down. I'm looking for reversal signals at this point, because if you didn't get in, prior to the areas of consolidation, ideally it wouldn't be a good thing to do, because again, you never want to trade in consolidation. You want to kind of wait afterwards. If we come in the 30-minute chart, you can actually see it a little bit more in depth here. So you have your, again, your resistance, and you have your support areas that are being tested a multitude of times with this price. And based on how this price action is moving, it's now entering an area of high consolidation. That's on a 30-minute chart for, midday entry or daily entry. And if we come out a little bit further, this maybe gives you a little bit more visibility, for a longer term entry over the course of a couple of weeks, or if you want to go month to month, if you see a particular area of support resistance, or at the top of support resistance where you want to actually buy or sell from. Our last one on the list is U.S. Steel, United States Steel Corp. And let's look at this. Wow, this is definitely, as again, we talked about support and resistance, man. This is the same thing, same plays. Take a look at that. Look at that right here. Look at this. Look at that right there. It's touching all these areas, all these key areas of support. And if you look here, I know you're like, well, wait, that doesn't make sense. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff. But those areas further on, look at that. That's true price action where those candles close. Everything else are wicks. Even though the prices hit those marks, they didn't close there. So that's something that you definitely want to pay a lot of attention to moving forward. Shouts out to Bulls and Bears on this conversation we had some weeks ago. And these are definite areas as well here. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, this guy, man. This is some beautiful stuff here. You definitely can see true consolidation in these areas here and get a good determination on where your price may go. So if you drill further in, let's say we want to go into the 30-minute, you can see where it's riding that support right now. It's riding that support at 1977, which could be a good year for most. All right, let's change this click real quick here. So you see that area here. Definitely see it. Coming off the highs off 20. So if we went further back in the weeks, this was, again, one of those calls we made. At the 12/19, we didn't see that. This is from last week. So anything earlier last week, which let's say Monday, X wasn't on the list. But see, hey, on Friday, it was definitely a good call at the end of the day. So end of day Friday would have been a good buy if you wanted to buy early Friday morning, or after hour. Actually, this would be more pre-market at 8:30. But hey, look at that. Look at that at 8:30, $19 held it to the end of the day or midday, which is 12:30, and then guess what? Now you're coming off those highs back down, and now you're the period consolidation. So that's really about it. That's all I got today. Again, check back with us. We're going to definitely do picks on Monday evening, and I'll try to make sure I have them posted for you Monday evening, just so keep things a little bit fresh for you. All right. Thanks again. This is ReeseTrades. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube. All right. You guys have a good one. Watch for the feds, Jack Boys and IRS. Yes, flow Jesus pieces in a motherfucking tech.